This is not a test. This is your emergency broadcast system announcing the commencement of the annual Purge sanctioned by the U.S. government. Commencing at the siren, any and all crime, including murder, will be legal for 12 continuous hours. Blessed be our new founding fathers and America, a nation reborn. May God be with you all.
Hey, spooky friends. Thank you for tuning into another episode of Spooky Chicks and Horror Flicks. We're your horror besties, here to dissect our favorite and not so favorite horror movies, breaking down the screams, the scares, and everything sinister, scene by scene. I am Emma, and joining me as always is the amazing Allison.
I am amazing, and my name is Allison, but I gotta tell you, Emma, I have jumped timelines. So I'm not sure which version of me you're talking to.
Oh my goodness.
Or I'm not sure which version of you I'm talking to.
Can we learn a little bit more about that?
No, I have to explore it before I can go further in.
Okay.
And I have to see who I can trust, you know?
Okay.
So.
Sorry. I'm not.
Not that I don't trust you, but this is, this is a podcast.
But we're still early. Got it. Okay.
Yes,
okay.
I'm still exploring what's happening.
Well, aside from you jumping timelines.
Besides me Donnie Darkoing.
What else have you been up to?
You guys, the summer solstice just happened, and it was just a magical, beautiful, sunshiny weekend. I was with my family all weekend, and I could not have asked for a more beautiful, celebratory weekend with laughter and seashells, and it was just the most whimsical, beautiful, random, simple weekend. But what have you been up to?
Similar to your journey, I was actually this last weekend in Carmel by the sea. I have a best friend that lives up there. Shout out to Shelby.
We love you, Shelby.
We love you, Shelby. We did a beautiful beach walk. The weather was actually really glorious up there, and there were lots of seashells. So
what I'm hearing is we both had wonderful summer solstice weekends.
We did. Allison, do you want to tell us what film we are reviewing today?
Today, we are talking about 2013's The Purge.
The Purge.
Emma, when was the first time you watched this movie?
This week. I have never seen this movie, you guys, and that might be hard to believe. I know the general premise of it, but I had just never seen it until we decided to do it for the podcast. When was the first time you saw it?
I had probably seen it. I remember seeing it maybe around 2013 when it came out, but I essentially just watched it for the first time too. And I'm kind of surprised this was your first time watching it, especially since
honestly, same.
Well, the producer likes The Strangers, and this is kind of in the same bucket as The Strangers to me.
Yeah, it's in the same world.
It's in the same, just people just coming into your house and trying to kill you,
and fighting back.
Yeah. So I mean, I fucking hate this movie.
Okay, this is a small little thing I want to say is I went into this being cool, haven't seen it, hour 25 minutes, sounds good, let's do it. Didn't really have any thoughts on it. Then I got super excited when I did more research and saw Ethan Hawke was in it because I love Ethan Hawke. And then I'm going to save my my final thoughts for the end of this podcast, but yeah, I was a little let down, I'm not going to lie. So,
can I just tell you about my first experience, which was last night, essentially, watching this film.
Tell me.
I do love the runtime. It's perfect for a confusing nap runtime. Yeah. So I started watching this with my husband, and I, 30 minutes in, kind of just doze off. I wake up, one person's dead, fall asleep. Wake up, another person's, totally unexpected person's dead, fall asleep. Wake up, the movie's over. I was wow. Honestly, I hit every major plot point at the right time, and I was I missed nothing.
I actually watched this movie.
I got it.
Wait, that's actually incredible.
That's the way to watch it. But if you guys haven't watched this is your time to go watch it. And if you don't care about this far too close to reality ride with us, let's fucking go.
Damn, that is too true.
Too true, my friend.
So this film is about a wealthy family who is being held hostage for harboring the target of a murderous syndicate during the Purge, which is a 12-hour period in which any and all crime is legal in the United States. This film was created by James DeMonaco, and he actually initially experienced some negative feedback while seeking funding for this script, being told that it was quote unquote too un-American, which is actually really hilarious to me.
That's actually insane.
Especially in our time.
Well, now it's pretty ironic.
Yeah.
You know, now in 2026, it's like, ouch, a little. But the idea for this allegedly came from when the director got into an altercation with a driver, and he got into a discussion with his wife about, don't you wish you could just kill one person for a day or something? And that started that conversation, that idea of if crime was legal for one day. I'll say this here. I talk shit. I love horror movies, all that stuff. But a human life is never something to joke about. And so that's one of the reasons I hate this movie, is because the thought of a human life just being so
tossed away.
Yeah, just so disposable really, really makes me sick. That truly does put a pit in my stomach.
Yeah.
So he took this idea and then he ran to Jason Blum and he gave him $2.7 million and said, go.
He's like, let's go, brother.
$2.7 million in 19 days is what this film is.
Yeah. And what's funny, too, is that Jason Blum, on behalf of Universal, he was actually tasked with finding low budget films in order to fund. And so that's like kind of how this sort of fell into his lap. And going back to the Ethan Hawke of it all, too, he agreed to just $10,000 up front for his involvement in this film. And he actually slept on Jason Blum's couch during the course of filming, which is so funny to me.
I actually listened to an interesting conversation with some movie experts, and they were talking about the sort of the evolution of Blumhouse and how it started and where it is now. And that's sort of timely, you know, with the conversation of obsession and stuff going on right now.
Oh, yeah.
And just thinking about how that was the nature of the business model, if you will, is let's make a really budget-friendly movie, you know, $3 million. Let's make a movie that can grow legs and turn it into a franchise. And that's kind of what he does with like all these movies. Like this movie is the epitome of building a franchise. It made itself a franchise before it even started.
Yeah.
And then, you know, you have the Insidious and Paranormal Activity, the whole Blumhouse model. Sinister, yeah.
With Mr. Ethan Hawke. Love that film.
Oh, yes.
We did an episode on that if anyone is interested, if you haven't heard it yet.
We do love Ethan Hawke around here.
We do.
And Cersei.
And Lena.
Yeah. We got a Lannister in the house.
Oh my gosh. I made an incest joke to the producer last night when I was watching this. He hasn't seen GOT, but I was like, oh, wow. I was all, this friggin' incest bitch is in this.
I'm really surprised.
I know. But it's okay. We can save that for another day. This film, though, it was initially premiered the opening night of the very first Overlook Film Festival, which formerly was called the Stanley Film Festival, in May of 2013, and then was released worldwide June 7th, 2013. But regardless of its poor ratings, The Purge topped the box office in its opening weekend and ended its theatrical run making $91 million on its small budget of just $3 million. And it also continued, I know.
Okay.
I know. And it also continued to make another $13 million from at-home media sales. That's kind of wild. And okay, listen to this. The Purge franchise of 5 films, all combined, have cost $53 million to make, but they have made over $534 million at the box office.
That's something interesting to kind of observe is we started this franchise over 10 years ago. Now there's fucking prequels, sequels, there's sisters, brothers, cousins, there's an aunt, there's a dog on the floor. I don't know. There's so many different versions of The Purge you can watch in such a short time.
Yeah. It really like ran with this like whole idea.
I guess that's why I'm really surprised is that it's so successful when it's so bad.
Yeah. And speaking of it being not so good, I mean, it doesn't have a terrible score on IMDb, but it does have like, I would say pretty mediocre. We've got a 5.8 out of 10 on IMDb, which like, I'm not super surprised by that, to be completely honest, but would have thought it would have been a little bit lower. What do you have for Rotten Tomatoes? Our
tomato meter says 41% and popcorn meter is 36%. And something kind of funny is the director said in an interview that he often loves movies that are ranked 50% on Rotten Tomatoes. And I'm like, brother, are you saying that because yours is below that?
Potentially. Yeah. Or he could just be like me, where we find something to love about almost everything.
It's absolutely that, but yours is one too.
Still kind of funny. Okay, well, speaking of our thoughts on this film, let's get freaking right into it. Our film opens with just like text on the screen, and we get some like light kind of political music playing. So the text on the screen reads, America, 2022, unemployment is at 1%, crime is at an all-time low. Violence barely exists with one exception, ... And then our next screen is just immediately like a blessed be the new founding fathers for letting us purge and cleanse our souls. Blessed be America, a nation reborn. And then we're just like immediately thrust into seeing some security footage from previous purge nights showing random acts of violence across the country as this like very patriotic song kind of like plays in the background.
I love an exposition opening credit where we're learning about what we're jumping into, but it's also kind of bitchin'.
Yeah.
And I also, for some reason, hate the found footage. Do you know what I mean? Like news clips and all that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
It amplifies terror to me.
Uh-huh.
So good
I think this film scared you.
I think it did too. It's a little too real. It can be too real. It could be, it's not out of the realm of potential.
And it's interesting too, because they do talk about a little bit later in the film that it does seem to be sort of a way to like let off steam, quote unquote, or whatever. But I also wonder if it's a way to sort of keep population down too, as well. Just knowing, even though it's not like, oh, go out and murder people, but the fact that that crime is unpunishable on this evening, it's like, I wonder if it's also sort of like go out and execute, because like, I don't know. There's just a lot going on. There's not a lot of crime, so people are not being taken out like naturally, I guess, if that makes sense. I don't know. I do have also a lot of questions about the kind of how this came to be.
I'm certain that all the other films explain them.
Yeah.
But for now, all we know is that it's the Purge and people get to fuck shit up one day a year.
So next we meet like the seemingly wealthy James Sandin, and this is played by Ethan Hawke. And he is driving home from work and he's like talking to someone on the phone. He sounds like he's like talking about something like security related. And then he like hops on another call after that. And he's like wishing presumably his secretary to have a safe night. And he just seems like he's like on cloud nine. He's not worried about the purge night. He seems very confident as he's driving through. I even think he sees like a few neighbors as he's like driving by. To me, this doesn't scream like, oh, I'm about to go lock down my whole family. Yeah,
it's definitely upper middle class America and driving it. It's probably a gated community, you know, he has the works in his nice car. And I have to note, we know I love Ethan Hawke, but I am so confused about him in this movie. He doesn't look like Ethan. And I'm pretty sure Ethan with a mustache is a completely different person than Ethan without a mustache.
And that's probably our preference. With a mustache.
Ethan with a mustache is the only Ethan I accept in my heart and in my body. Wait, like when did he have one in Sinister? I'm so confused about his timeline of hotness.
He was a little bit more rugged in, I think he had like a goatee in Sinister. And he was a little more rugged, you know, he's a writer. He's wearing his cute little creative sweater.
We start to learn about his character. If we look at this scene, we learn that James, it sounds like he's a salesperson and he's just been told he's been made the top seller of the year. And we can already see he's all about the money. He's excited by the wealth.
You can just tell that there's probably a little bit of a douchey quality to him of like, oh, I'm like so good at my job. And he seems like flaunty already.
Yeah. And so I guess he did a good job with his physical character appearance because I'm so turned off by him in this film.
You're like, no thanks,
I'm like,
I hate it.
Who's this little gross mustacheless man? This is not my Ethan.
Something to be noted too during this scene though is that we also hear on the radio as he's like driving his car through the neighborhood, we hear people talking about how they're planning to spend their purge night.
You can hear the different ways people are taking it. You know, someone says, you know, I'm going to stay with my kids, be safe. One guy's like, I'm going to go find my boss and fuck him up. So it's getting an insight about how people are spending the night differently. Some people intend on protecting themselves and some people intend on fucking shit up. And I'm just here to say, why can't the ones that want to fuck shit up go play in one pin and the ones that just want to sit and read go play in the other pin?
Just like a dog park. You've got the little dogs, the big dogs, and the dogs that don't play so nice.
Why can't we vote on that one?
We should.
Okay.
We should.
Okay.
Something I also want to bring up too before we move on to the next scene is that, you know, you can tell what he's talking about. It seems like he's talking about these like high-end home security systems that are specifically designed for purge night. And we are going to find out in just a little bit that he's basically sold these security systems to his entire neighborhood. We also get this shot as he's driving that I really love, which is this shot of like blue flowers that people are putting on their porch. And we hear it kind of explained on the radio too as well, but I believe the flowers symbolize like support for the purge, right?
One way or another, it symbolizes, I think it says like, we stand with the purge.
Yeah, so we kind of like support what's happening and we're not scared to fuck you up.
To me, that's like placing a flag on your lawn or whatever.
Yeah.
That's them saying we fuck with the purge.
Yeah. This is so strange too, because like James, feeling his vibe is just not like he's scared or anything. It just seems like another normal day. We're getting that feeling throughout this neighborhood too. It feels like everyone's just preparing for a holiday.
So imagine just driving through Stepford, but Stepford in about 3 hours will lock down for a while so people can kill others if they so choose, and then, resume business as usual. See you at the Trader Joe's, Deborah,
If you make it through the night.
Sorry, I cut you last night. Yeah. I saved you some bruschetta mix.
But all is well until next year and you can try to get me back.
Well, that's the problem, What do you do?
See, that's one problem right there.
So I have this at the end, but I'm like, well, how have they justified this? It's maybe everybody is forced to be fake and nice all year long. It's a game all year long. That's a long game.
I'm sure we could get super deep on just the dynamics of this. And like, if this were, I keep just imagining like if this were real, all of the different situations that this could bring up too. Because you've got your people that are truly psychopaths that probably do and are excited to play out some sort of crimes on this night. You also have people probably that are on the more just curious side and maybe they do petty crimes or like little things. And then how does that affect them afterwards? Do they have regret? Do they feel like they want to take it back? How does that affect like their mental health? You know?
Yeah, there's also people on the horny side. I will say it here and now. This movie's kind of horny. There's a fine line between, pleasure and pain.
That is very, very true.
You don't catch the horny vibes?
No? Well, speaking of horny, James arrives home and we meet his wife, Mary, who is played by Lena Headey, and she's making dinner in the kitchen.
Okay. I will say this once and once only. The acting, no. What is she doing here? Did she try? What happened?
She falls a bit flat for me. There's just not a lot of... It almost feels like she is playing an actor playing in this movie. Do you know what I mean?
Is she here? Which she's also in a different timeline. Yeah. Oh no, which one, Lena? Wave, I'll try and find you.
Oh my goodness.
But they're a cute little happy family. It's an all-American upper class family from the outside. Without the purge, this looks like a great setup. And they're preparing to have dinner as a family and just go about their life.
Yeah. Then we meet Zoe, and Zoe's their teenage daughter, and she's up in her room making out with her boyfriend, Henry. He's over without her parents knowing. Like, he's definitely not supposed to be over.
I never got any clarity on if they know they're dating at all, because they might not know about his presence at all in the house.
So I don't think that they do know that he's in the house at all.
Yeah.
I think he definitely he was not supposed to be there, and he isn't known to be in the house.
Was he giving you Billy Loomis vibes?
A little bit.
With his little hairdo and his little t-shirt?
And I think we find out later in the film too that he's older than her. And I don't know if it's mentioned exactly how old, but I did do some research, and she's supposed to be 15 in this film. And I believe he's like 18 or a little bit older. Okay. So I think that's like the biggest issue that the parents are having with this like relationship. And he's kind of like bad boy vibes,
I'm into it. So Zoe's got an abundance of trophies and ribbons in her room. So she's like,
she's a good girl.
Goody two-shoe, probably prom queen kind of vibes. She's still wearing her uniform, and if it's not a uniform, that's even weirder. But
her school uniform?
Yeah. She's got to change.
It's giving private school.
Yeah. Regardless, she must change. But their little romance is so cute. It reminds me of my high school romance. And they're saying, I love you to each other. And he says, no, let's say something different. Let's growl. Everyone says I love you. And I hate that I loved it. I was like, oh my God, I would eat this up.
Man.
And I don't know what I would do if I was forced to choose to be in the purge with him.
So during this little makeout sesh between Zoe and Henry.
Wait, can I just say, don't you miss a high school makeout sesh?
It was so cute.
This is my favorite.
Oh, my heart. My little teenage heart.
Yep.
And she hears her dad coming home. So she's like, bro, you got to go. And she's like, you got to get home also like before lockdown because time is a ticking and, you know, you got to be safe. And so they walk outside of her balcony, and as they're out there, and I think Henry's like getting ready to leave, she and Henry actually witness a neighbor in another backyard sharpening a huge knife. It seems like he's getting ready to do something this evening. Then outside the house, a neighbor, Grace, she brings Mary cookies, and they're kind of talking outside of the Sandin's like lawn, and Mary brings her some cookies and compliments James' selling skills. She's like, wow, like he sold new security systems to almost everyone in the neighborhood. And she's kind of saying it with a little bit of like a I'm jealous of you vibe. And Mary also then asks Grace if she's planning to have her annual party, but Grace says that they are just going to hunker down and watch Purge activities.
Something about this scene, too, that I really noticed, perhaps it's because I took a nonverbal communication class at SDS.
Yeah, you did, dude.
I noticed that as Grace is handing the tray to Mary, the tray of cookies, they're talking and Mary goes to bring it back closer to her and Grace doesn't release it. And Mary notices and then releases her grip and they keep walking like, oh, I guess I won't take these now. And there's like a power dynamic as they continue to walk and talk. And it's a very, very fake moment. It just seems so calculated and fake. Like neither of them, it's very transactional, formulaic, Stepford wifey. It's like, this is what I'm supposed to do. I smile, say these things, even though I want to stab this person and take their car and run.
This whole exchange feels like Mary is very uncomfortable talking about their family's success. She does not want to talk about how James sold security systems to the entire neighborhood. She's very uncomfortable with it. And I think part of that cookie thing is she just wants to take the cookies and walk away.
Absolutely.
She's like done with this conversation. But Grace is not done. Grace is like, oh no, I'm still talking to you, you know?
And
it's subtle.
It's subtle. And I did actually go back and watch this entire neighbor scene again after I finished the movie.
Okay.
Just to kind of get some tea on how they were treating Miss Mary in the beginning. It is calculated. She is saying, you know, oh, well, we all basically paid for this addition that you've just did on your house.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she says the neighbors all say that we basically paid for that because we all have your husband's security system. So there's a very not so subtle, it's not subtle at all, but completely stepped around, fuck you, bitch.
It's so backhanded.
Yeah. While she's grinning and wearing her apron with a tray of cookies for this bitch she wants to cut.
Oh my God. I'm going to cut you, bitch.
She's the one you want to be terrified of, bro.
Whew. So after that like very awkward exchange that, you know, Mary had on the lawn, she comes back inside and we are introed to Charlie's creepy little camera named Timmy that he's operating from his room. And he scares his mom with it. We see at first in the house, it's like the vantage point from the camera's perspective and it's following his mom and then scares her. And it's so funny because this little camera, it looks exactly like the baby doll in Toy Story, like Sid's baby doll. And it's so funny. It's what it reminded me of immediately.
Well, it's got to be intentional, right? Because if millions of Americans are like, hey, that reminds me of Toy Story.
Toy Story.
Hey, we got you. Getting us all 30-year-olds acting up.
Yeah. And Charlie is operating it seemingly from his like secret little area that he has in like the closet of his room.
I am so confused by Charlie in this entire film. To me, this is the last time I register him as a character. He's one and done, like, you're weird, bye, Omen child.
It's the black hair, isn't it?
Yeah, the black hair, the glasses.
Charlie is also, like, so excited to show his mom his quote-unquote new additions that he made to Timmy, the Toy Story camera baby. And it's just, like, it's so funny because he's like, I made some new additions, da-da-da. But then he still has this, like, almost sheen of anxiety about him.
And Mama says, oh, baby, what's bothering you? And she goes, it's tonight, huh? It's the purge. Bitch, of course it is.
Of course it's the fucking purge.
And then he kind of looks up and goes, yeah, Mom, it's the purge. And then she says, do you want a snack? He's like, yeah, Mom, I want a snack. And she said, okay, we'll get you a peanut butter. Now I'm making it up. But yeah, she literally says, we'll get you a snack, and then everything's cool.
Yeah. And then it's like, it's fine. And it's just, people are just acting like too chill about this.
So how long has this been going? Do we know?
So I think that 2014, I believe, is like when the like quote unquote new founding fathers took over and sort of like the nation reborn or whatever. And I think 2017 is technically when the first purge happened. And then it's like now a yearly occurrence.
So math not being either of our strong subjects, that's 5 years?
5 years, yeah.
So this is Charlie's, let's say.
Basically, it's been going on probably most of his life.
Since he's what, 12 or something?
If 11. That, maybe.
So
like
this
11.
should be kind of normal to him, you know?
I just don't think I could ever like get used to it. I tried to think of myself as like a kid. You're also so helpless when you're a kid too. Like you really only have so much in terms of resources, and you're kind of just like counting on your parents to keep you safe.
I still feel like around 5 and you're kind of introduced this new holiday, you should be kind of normalized. Or maybe not. That's so right.
Yeah, who knows? Who knows? What are your thoughts on the purge? Like, do you feel like the concept of the purge is actually scarier than the movie? Because I know I do. I definitely just feel like the concept is terrifying.
I think why I keep saying I hate this is because the thought of people having these thoughts is terrifying. Mm-hmm. The thoughts of everybody being like, oh, you're having this thought too? Why don't we all kind of want to maybe kill someone? So let's like all just kind of fuck with it and see what happens.
Like there's so many degrees of this, right? Because it's also not just murder.
That's what I'm saying.
Like it could be sexual assault. It could be robbing people. It could be, I mean, obviously murder is definitely like the worst of the list here, but it is scary to think that there are people, and this got so far that it's now a thing that happens every fucking year.
Or, you know, I think the point that kind of goes back to the interaction with Grace is it forces everybody in your day-to-day interactions to be nice to everybody.
Because you don't know, like, if someone could come after you.
Yeah, I would argue that fuels the fire more so because it's making you angrier. It's, you know.
There's resentment.
There's resentment. It's building all of your resentment and letting it all explode out into the world for 12 hours a year.
Totally. Well, okay, let me ask you this. Do you feel like the movie's explanation that one night of violence could actually reduce crime? Because I don't. I think if someone is like inherently going to commit a crime, they're not going to wait for one fucking night of the year. You know what I mean? I get the, maybe if I was a criminal, I would understand the allure of having it be one night where I'm not going to get in trouble, but that's not going to stop me for the rest of the year.
I think this story in particular is really just exposing how the wealthy would, it's illuminating how the upper class, it's kind of making fun of the upper class a little bit. It's saying, we see you. We know that this is how you see us.
And you guys are so outlandish that this is something you guys would actually consider.
Yeah. To me, this movie highlights animalistic tendencies in the most terrifying way.
Yeah, you were about to say primal. I could see it in your lips.
It removes your relationship to someone, and you're just like, oh, you're a piece of meat. I kill meat.
Yeah, it's like, what are we different than animals then?
Quite literally, we're just animals.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't I kill you? Yeah, you're in my tribe, but like, why wouldn't I kill you?
If I have the chance.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If I get the chance. And it's if I get the chance. And that's the thing. That's why the 12 hours. Well, I know it's illegal, but if I ever got the chance. Mm-hmm. And they're given those 12 hours.
Ugh, spooky. Well, as we approach 7 p.m. now in this film, which is when everything starts, the family is like having dinner together and they're all just like talking about their days.
I love how it was pivotal for the writers to include that they had a no carb dinner, everyone. Why would you have no carbs before the purge? You need that energy.
I have no idea and I hate it.
Yeah.
I hate it because I love carbs.
That must have been an Atkins phase in 2013 or something.
Must have been.
God damn.
But they all like kind of go down the line like talking about their days. And poor little Charlie, you can just tell that this guy, he suffers from major anxiety. This guy, he's like, his watch goes off during dinner and he's taking his vitals. And he's talking about how in school that day they studied the history of the purge. Zoe then also has like, she's got a bit of an attitude, teenage girl, and she's telling her dad about her day. And she basically just says that I don't even know what she said that she did, honestly.
At first, she doesn't want to engage because we get the sense that she's old enough to be like, what the fuck are you guys doing? You know, not in a sense, this is political. You know, you're picking a side. And just because your parents support the purge doesn't mean you support the purge. We don't explore that in this story, but we don't know what the kids think, really.
So true.
I mean, we can guess based on what the fuck they do.
Well, and it's a comparison too to like when you're, you know, maybe trying to discover who you are and what like political party you want to vote for.
Right.
And you're like, you have this influence of all your family, but do you go with your family or do you create your own ideas and you come to your own thought process?
And we can all relate to that phase, right? We all have those experiences with our families. And she's being defiant. She doesn't want to engage with James in that conversation. And then she abides and she clicks into Perfect Daughter. She says, well, you know what? I had soccer and ice cream and yada, and now it's the purge kind of response.
Yeah.
Like, is you happy now? Kind of response.
Exactly.
There's obviously a rift with the parents and Zoe, but particularly with James and Zoe. Dad, I don't want to talk to you, Dad.
I have got the daughter attitude. I love this part too because we've got, we have Mary just having just a bunch of wine, which like, I love that for her.
Okay, well, I love that Mary has her Queen Cersei last goblet of wine, and I think we can call it a mega pint.
James then, as he's like telling them about his day, he basically is like announcing like he did it. His division is what sold the most upgraded security systems.
This scene is ludicrous to me. I love it so much. Well, first of all, I also we didn't have like stuffy organized family dinners like this. So the concept to me is pretty funny that he's forcing them to go around and do this. I mean, I get it's not a pleasant situation. It doesn't seem like a pleasant thing for them. He kind of has this look on his face like, okay, these stupid people are done talking. Now I get to talk about me.
Yeah.
And then he puts down his silverware on the table, looks up, and he says, I did it. Who the fuck says I did it? I did it, you guys.
It's a family cosplaying as a family.
Oh, wow. It literally is. Yes. Thank you for that. But so, again, that this is important to James. So he's telling them that I've made top seller, we have money, blah, blah, blah. This is important to James for his family to know that I can support you. I have money. I have these nice things. We have this edition. Yeah, it sounds boastful, but he's saying to his family, I can protect you. And that's what he's doing. He works for a security company and he's protecting his family on the purge.
And I don't think his family, though, responds in the way that he probably would have wanted to. I mean, they aren't like outright about it in either way, but it's not like they're like jumping for joy.
But I think that's because they don't have to worry about the purge like others do. They don't have that scare because it's another.
They're just like, cool, Dad.
It's another purge to them. Just another unpleasantry that happens once in a while. Like a bad poo.
Oh, once a year?
You know me. Talking about carbs and fiber.
So James then realizes at dinner that it's about 5 minutes to 7 and he starts activating his very expensive security system. And he's got this like almost control room, it seems like, that has all these cameras and he has all these cameras on the outside of the house that can see what's going on. And he can see also how all the other neighbors are preparing for their purge nights, including their neighbor, Grace. And it seems like she is having a party after all, that little biatch.
So wouldn't you as a neighbor take that as an indication of something's wrong? Wouldn't you be? That's not like a Christmas with the Cranks last minute party. That's like we've planned this. You got the Evite. We know what's happening.
What's funny is I would be like, oh, okay, annoying. Like I didn't get invited, but like whatever. But it's funny because in a normal circumstance, you wouldn't think like, oh, that might mean that they're going to try to fuck us up later. You know?
Specifically because they said no party. Like,
yeah.
That's suspicious.
Don't be suspicious.
They're being suspicious.
They are. Then we kind of like just leave that where it is and, you know, it'll come back around a little bit later. But James then grabs a gun out of the safe as a quote unquote precaution, which like, thank God he freaking did. But, you know, they definitely make a point in the film to like show that he is grabbing a gun for extra safety.
Something they do in this movie a lot is just having the character do something to show us they did it. I don't know how to explain it any further than that, besides these little movements and little actions they have the characters do.
To clear up loopholes.
To literally clear up just okay, so he cares a little bit. He has a gun now.
Yeah.
Got it.
What's funny, though, about this, too, is that in the same moment after he grabs this gun, then all of a sudden these massive steel barriers just are starting to cover every door and window. You might be asking yourself, okay, if you have this massive, crazy security system, cool, maybe the gun just makes you feel more safe, but like, do you really need it if your security system is supposedly that good?
Well, that's kind of also a testament to him as a salesperson. He's selling.
But does he even believe in his product?
Does he even believe? Can you even sell something if you don't? I guess you can. He can sell a pen to anyone.
I guess so.
Jordan Belfort could never. He did though. I love that movie. That's one of those movies that I watch like way too often.
Wolf of Wall Street.
Wolf of Wall Street.
It's a good one.
I watch it maybe like once a week. I'm not even kidding you.
It's your comfort film.
Yeah. Why though? It's so weird.
Probably because it's so fucking chaotic that you feel like your own life is fine.
Yeah, that's so true. Wow, way to shrink me.
That's why we watch horror, you guys.
That's
is
so true.
Because they're not the only reason, but a big reason is because it makes people feel like, okay, the out of control is in a controlled environment and we take ourselves out of our own worries and fears for that moment. Boom.
We're deep sometimes.
Boom. So the family then like settles in and they're just kind of like believing that they're essentially just like completely safe.
I am curious as to why they put an addition on the house rather than spending more money on, if you knew that once a year you could be haunted, wouldn't you spend every single fucking dime you had protecting yourself for that one day a year?
Absolutely.
Not like a gym.
I would have a fucking bunker.
Exactly.
Like a true bunker.
I'd be building a White House level bunker right now.
Yeah, there's some shit that doesn't make sense here in terms of priorities. But again,
it's testing with fate.
And it's also James flaunting his money.
Exactly.
To the neighborhood, which
it's trying to get in that Titan submersible because he can.
Yeah. As they're kind of getting all settled and whatnot, then an emergency broadcast turns on right at 7 p.m. on the TV. We find out that essentially every year on March 21st from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m., all crime, including murder, is legal. And then they kind of go through some of the general like rules. Only quote unquote class 4 weapons and below can be used. Another rule is that emergency services are completely suspended. So that's scary.
Well, okay, can I say something about that too?
Yeah.
What's our plan for the hospitals after this? What is our plan for the hospitals?
They're probably fucking inundated.
That's what if you are a doctor, you're quitting. You're not going to we're going to run out of doctors.
Yeah, they must have some sort of plan now that they've done it for 5 years, like about how many people they're going to have to see maybe after said purge.
And if we're doctors, we are participating. Hospitals are closed. What if we're fucked?
Which also begs the question because medical personnel isn't there like kind of a general rule that like they have to help? Like to your point, if a doctor is like participating in the purge, I feel like they just are like they have dropped.
Oh, you're saying you're throwing away your oath. Like
yes,
it doesn't.
Yes.
Yeah. It's legal.
Yeah. You're like, oh, I don't have to go and help you.
Yeah. So, but then why you would get See, this is where it gets really interesting because it affects. You still have to see these people at Benihana's. You know,
it affects more than you even think of.
Like literally, the cheer team is so awkward. Yeah. Oh my God.
One of the last like rules that they mention though is that government officials above a certain rank are exempt from being targeted, which like of fucking course they are.
Play little pawns. Play.
Yes. Literally.
Go do the thing.
Play our game that we created that only affects you.
And we're gonna bet on it probably.
And we watch.
Yeah.
Zoe then excuses herself to go, quote unquote, be miserable in her own room, which, like, honestly valid. She's like, if I'm going to have to live with this purge tonight, like, I'd like to just hang out in my own room.
This goes back to something that I, like, don't know what I don't know what I would do. Seriously. I'm 20 years removed from high school and I'm still like, oh my God, if I can't see my boyfriend tonight, I'm going to be so mad. What would I do? You know, separated? No, absolutely not. I want to be with my boyfriend in this chaos.
I cannot be without him for 12 hours.
Yeah, it's romantic. Chaos and romance. Give me some more of that. But something I notice now is I think just the kids are the problem in this film. The kids are the problem.
Explain.
We'll get into it as we go.
Oh, okay.
Just the kids are the problem.
So speaking of another kid, Charlie, he then asks his parents, he's like, why don't you guys participate? And James says that they don't feel like they need to. And he explains that, this night saved our country from a lot of poverty and crime. And if they had to, they would participate, but they essentially just don't feel like they need to, which is kind of a weird cop out, honestly.
So it seems like with the children, Charlie's kind of interested. He's almost curious about it. He seems neutral to curious, doesn't really understand it. And Zoe, I'm getting, is that she doesn't agree with it. She doesn't believe in it. I guess just as, again, you can't choose who your parents are, but you will be forced, if you want to stay safe, you will be forced to stay in their home. They don't have their own money.
True. And Charlie's at that age too, where I like what you said, that he's sort of exploring it. Yeah. He wants to know. He learned about the history of it in school that day. He's asking his parents, is there a reason you guys don't participate? He can tell obviously that his parents are supporters of it. He's trying to gather information.
What an awkward conversation in grade school. What do your parents say?
What do your parents do for the purge?
What kind of shit have you seen?
Also, is there a separate... Oh my God, this film can have so many layers, if this were real in the world, because think about too, if your parents do participate in the purge, actively are out and committing crime, do some kids that know about you, do they judge you?
That's what I'm saying.
Or do they think you're cool? Which one? Or is it both?
We think social media is hard. Add the purge into school right now.
Oh, I saw your dad fucking, stole a piano from the music store.
I saw your dad slit Mr. Gardner's throat.
Well, it wasn't going that dark, but yeah, there's a spectrum. There is a spectrum.
Yeah. You ran over a cat, you slit someone's throat.
There you go.
Okay.
Then Zoe, we are back with Zoe, and she gets into her room. She's back upstairs, and Henry, her boyfriend, who was supposed to leave earlier, he scares the shit out of her, and he's like, "Oh, I snuck in," and she told him to leave earlier, but he basically just totally disobeyed her wishes.
Did he just stay?
I think probably.
Did he just stay during family dinner?
Well, I think he says he snuck back in. Okay.
Sure. No, just no. I don't like this. Although like I said, I would have eaten this shit up.
In different circumstances, this would have been cute and sweet.
No, during the purge, this would have been cute and sweet, and I love chaos and romance combined. I'd have been like, fuck yeah, let's go.
She loves it.
Yeah.
So he tells her that the reason he came back over was honestly just to talk to her dad about how, her dad apparently forbade him from seeing her. And he's like, he's so funny. He's like, I just want to talk to your dad, one-on-one, man to man. Meanwhile, little Charlie, he is now driving Timmy around the house again. And he's doing his just Timmy cam. Then Mary, she's off doing her own thing. And she starts running on a treadmill.
No. Jail time. Immediate jail time.
Jail time for what?
This scene triggered me so heavily.
With her working out?
Her working out on a treadmill with those pants. What a freak.
What's wrong with the pants?
She's wearing jersey material bell bottoms. She got a trip. She's wearing ballet flat running shoes, and she's wearing jersey material. Those pink sweatpants that had the folded over on the waist and were long bell bottoms, but were yoga pant material.
Basically yoga pants, but for running.
What the fuck is she doing?
Allie can say this because she is a runner.
You guys, I used to run literal half marathons on treadmills. Trust me, I know what I'm talking about. Jail time.
It's just such a funny moment because everyone's just doing their own thing. I also thought it was just sort of weird that Mary was working out. But again, people work out at all different times. So maybe she's an after dinner worker outer.
Something, kind of along those similar lines is it's almost disrespectful to be doing something so mundane while other people are getting killed.
Mm-hmm. That's a good point.
Other people are watching purge activities. We don't know what the fuck that means. Yeah. That could be watching people get tortured.
Well, at the same time as this is happening and the family's kind of off doing all their own things, we, as the viewer, we see on one of the security cameras that there is a man running down the street. Something I wanted to ask you, Als, because I feel this is the perfect, and what you just said too, of such a mundane activity that Mary's participating in. It feels in this scenario, is turning a blind eye to the violence and challenging your ethics the price that you just have to pay in order to keep your family safe and quote unquote sane.
I mean, aren't we doing that today to a certain degree?
Yeah. It's just,
what else are they supposed to do? I mean,
they can't go out and save the entire world and change things overnight.
And you can't force, they're doing the best they can. I feel like what are you supposed to do? You can't tie your children down and be agree with what we say.
Mm-hmm.
they're neutral. What do? You're like, I don't know what to do. I don't want to kill people and I don't want to get killed. So I'm just kind of sitting here.
I also think like James too, he's just got some like conflicts going on in just like who he is as a person, because with James like protecting his family, he's like, it feels like he's just like profiting from everyone else's fear. And then also at the same time, his involvement with just selling security systems and then supporting the purge, it just feels very out of touch. And like, I can honestly understand why the neighbors fucking hate him, to be honest.
I agree with that, definitely. But then why did they also buy into his bullshit, you know?
True. Very true. And I mean, on the note of the security system, like, would that make you feel safe or would you feel trapped?
In which way? Like, I can feel like he can control my house from his house?
No. Like, just if you had that security system in your home, would having that system make you feel safe from the purge, or would you feel trapped?
Man, because like, where's the security for the security system? What happens when that technology gets cut off by the purge people?
Well, and we're gonna find out in a little bit.
Exactly. Like, even with my scenario of getting on a plane, can the pilot murder me? Like, I don't know what the fuck. You're
trusting.
Yeah.
And I think everyone in the neighborhood too, like they're all trusting that the security system is going to be like their saving grace and it's what's going to like protect them.
Security systems are kind of weird if you think about it too, though, right? Our power went out in our little neighborhood a while back, and I live in a gated area, and when the power goes out, the gates immediately open. Mm-hmm. And so I was like, oh, fuck. That's kind of scary.
Yeah,
you know, our
sure.
gates are now, to our gated community, are just now open because technology stopped.
Yeah.
And this is true for life in general. At the end of the day, we cannot rely on this technology that we've created.
Yeah.
Right?
Very true.
None of it.
Very true.
So going back to the safety question, I'm not exactly sure what would make me feel safe in this scenario.
Yeah. I feel like there's a part of me that would want to trust the security system. Like I'd want to be like, you know what, this does make me feel safe. But then there's another part of me that's just like, I just want like a panic room. I don't need like my whole house to be shut down necessarily. Like I can live for 12 hours in a panic room where I trust a little bit more maybe of it. And then also just knowing myself, I would have like several contingency plans. Just knowing, like you said, that I probably can't trust technology or like trust these new age safety systems.
Yeah, but then the issue is kind of like we're having an issue with real estate for the AI farm factory things. Mm-hmm. We're going to run into an issue with real estate for people's hidden bunkers.
Yeah, true.
And then we're going to be like, oh, found your bunker.
Whoops.
Got to find another space, bro.
Sorry.
Yeah. And so that becomes a problem. And then we're just getting messy.
Yeah.
You know? No, we're double dipping. We don't have to.
Yeah.
We're making it more complicated. Just have your aggression like normal.
Yeah.
Like,
just be normal.
Just yell. Yeah. Don't put on that fake smile. Just yell.
Just yell. Just have normal road rage.
Don't kill people. Just yell.
Don't kill anyone. Back to the security camera. Charlie is now like in the control room or whatever. And he's like,
why does he have access to the control room?
I have no idea. I think it's probably just that's a great question because he shouldn't.
If I'm a parent in general, let alone the parent of highly regarded security salesman, if I'm him, I'm telling my children, don't fuck with this room. You do, I cut your fingers off.
Yeah. Do
not go in there.
I get it. Yeah. I totally agree.
With his little hair and his shades, he looks like the little singer of AC/DC just like walking around.
He said, back in black.
Shake me all night long. Hey, all night long is right.
Oh, that's true. That should be his theme song.
I know.
But so on the security camera, though, he like notices a wounded man running through the neighborhood while trying to hide. It seems pretty clear that this stranger is like being hunted.
I'm still stuck on the fact that he's in this room alone.
Then back with Zoe and Henry, he tells Zoe, he's back to his bullshit where he's like, you know, I just want to speak man to man to your dad. And he's like, I might be older, but you're so mature. So age difference is not a problem. Ew, you weirdo. That's called grooming.
No offense, Henry, but how old are you?
He's a baby. He's probably like 18 or 19, but also like, don't say that to younger girls ever. Don't let that be a lesson to everyone. Don't ever say that ever.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I think we needed a little bit more context of this relationship, a little baked out more.
Yes.
We don't know, like, what's the deal with the father and Henry? Like, what the fuck happened? What is Henry? What are you trying to do to the daughter? Are you trying to buy her?
Is it only age that's the issue?
Yeah,
or like, are you just a dick?
Why do you need to talk to him man to man?
But I agree with you. We don't have like any context really to their relationship of when it started. How long have they been dating? Is there any other issue other than age? Is she just being a rebellious teenager and he just doesn't want her to have a boyfriend at all?
I'll write this story because I'm more interested in this little high school romance.
You can do the side romance.
Yeah, I'll do. Hey, Blumhouse, call me for this movie.
Yeah, perfect. So James, he keeps bringing up wealth around Mary as like they're hanging out. And it's like clearly making her uncomfortable. And he makes a comment that he's like, I can't believe that we couldn't even afford rent 10 years ago. And now look at me, I'm looking at buying us a boat. And you can tell that like Mary is almost just cringing at them having another status symbol.
It's kind of funny because I feel like this is such a dynamic that's in real life when you're in a relationship and your partner says something that you are cringing on the inside at, but you just kind of smile and be like, yep, that's my partner.
Yeah, you were like not down, but she also just doesn't say anything.
Right. Between just the two of them, even, she's like, that's nice, sweetie, without saying it, like smile and wave, whatever. And again, going back to the mundane things, looking at a boat he wants to buy is he's like, this one has a garage. Why would we have a car on a boat? That's just such a weird thing to do on the evening of the purge, like while people are getting killed.
For sure. Like, tell me you have privilege without telling me you have privilege, that you are sitting here looking at a fucking boat catalog.
Also, why do you need a car on a boat?
That's a great question.
Then you need a helicopter. No, there's too many things.
Too many. Those are the real pressing questions here.
Now we're talking about a real purge.
Yeah. Then back with Charlie, he goes to check the cameras out again, but in person this time, because the first time it was his little camera, Timmy, that had like been looking in the control room.
Are you making up Timmy is the name?
No, that's the name of his little camera.
I must have missed that because I'm like, what? Okay, that's
Timmy.
nice.
Yeah. So he goes and checks out the cameras in person this time, and he sees the man again who looked like he was being hunted, and he's right outside and he is screaming for help. And it is so sad. He's like, please, like someone help me. He's like, I won't do anything to you. Like, please, if someone could just like let me inside. And then frickin' Charlie, he secretly deactivates the security system and he lets the stranger inside.
Again, the kids are the problem.
That right there, that is why all of the next...
Everything ensues.
Everything ensues from this moment.
Well, okay. Actually, no. This is, I don't know, at least one half of what ensues. It's like 1/6 of what ensues.
True. There are several things going on.
We're about to get thrown a lot of shit. They're about to have a very eventful purge night.
Yeah. So as this like stranger comes inside, he barely makes it inside as James and Mary run to reactivate the system, and they try to find Charlie because they got an alert as soon as Charlie was like opening the doors, obviously, and all of the armor was like coming off of that house. So it's not like Charlie just did this like secretly. The parents, James and Mary, they knew, and they're like, what the hell? So they go to try to find Charlie because they're like, wait, why did this happen? They go to reactivate the system and finally get everything like closed down again. But just as they find Charlie, they also find the man that he had let in. And James is like about to pull his gun out to like potentially shoot him. This man, he looks like he's homeless. He doesn't have any weapons on him. He's just like kind of like, oh shit, I'm about to get shot in this like rich person's house right now. But as James is pulling out his gun, Henry then fucking starts coming down the stairs and he's like, Mr. Sandin. And then he just starts shooting at James. And then James like starts shooting at him. And then we just have like an old fashioned Western shootout, like basically happening in this house.
You guys, this scene was crazy. There was not one scream. It was just people like kind of slowly looking at each other and like, should I shoot at you? No screaming, just, hey, don't. What?
It was like slow and fast at the same time.
Like I felt like I was like in a psychedelic dream state where I couldn't move through the space fast enough.
And then you're confused because you're like, wait, did James get shot? Did Henry get shot? And we do find out that Henry was shot by James.
Because Henry was trying to shoot James.
It is like the weirdest. It's
Brother,
just
what?
like, I'm sorry, but I thought you were planning to have a man-to-man conversation and now you're going to just shoot her dad.
And what was your plan after that?
I was just going to say, like, you guys think you're going to stay together?
Are you going to whisk her away? Like, what? I hope you have a house to share with each other because, brother, now she's yours.
I'm confused by this man.
But I also, this was like an evil boyfriend trope, but did you know that allegedly, originally the creators wanted Zoe to be the one to kill her dad at the end, so they wrote Henry in.
Really?
Yeah, but the studio was like, no, and I think it would have been a stronger film with that dynamic. Because the Henry is so half-baked that I'm like, why is this even necessary?
Did you feel like anyone saw this Henry twist coming? Because I don't think that they, like, to your point, I don't think they baked it enough to make it seem like this could even be a possibility.
It's like we wasted the good surprise on you.
Yeah, we did. And like, okay, going back also to Charlie opening the door for this stranger, would you have done that if someone, like, put yourself in Charlie's shoes, but pretend like you are your age? Would you have done that?
That's like such a larger question. And I mean, at Charlie's age, Mom and Dad, what do I do?
Yeah.
But I wouldn't have opened the door. This entire evening, what do we do?
Yeah.
Look to my elders.
I agree. I think like my heartstrings would have pulled me to be like, just open it for him. Just like, or is there a way that we can put him somewhere where we can ensure that he is safe, but that he's also can't get us? Like, if that makes sense.
That's
you know
exactly
what I mean?
I'd be like, Mom and Dad, like, is there a car?
Or yeah, can we lock him in a room and just be like, hey, sorry, this is just for like our safety, but we did want to let you in because you like, clearly need some help.
This chance is better than none for you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a
and
hard
I think
one.
that's essentially what they're trying to fucking do. Mm-hmm. And it just doesn't work out.
So then James, Charlie, and Mary, they all devise a plan to go grab Zoe and make sure that they're all safe from Henry and from this new stranger that has now come into the house.
We're getting all these little elements added to the story. Little players coming in to play.
It's just such a crazy series of moments that are going to happen after this too, because we also get like Charlie and Mary are going to go hide, but also try to find Zoe. James is also trying to find Zoe and trying to make sure that he's also safe from fucking Henry.
Basically, I get frustrated at this point because, I mean, it is frustrating and it's kind of a good feeling to feel because I should be frustrated. They're all not communicating and they're like, they can't communicate. And it's like, I can't yell at you because I'm trying to run and I can't talk to him because I don't know what the fuck he's doing.
And you know what the problem is? Is this house is too fucking big, James.
That's the problem.
Jesus Christ.
Cheers to your new fucking addition, you know?
James, as he's running through the house trying to find Zoe and Henry, he actually finds Henry and he's dead and he's bleeding on Zoe's like bedroom floor. It's sad because obviously no one like wanted that like to happen.
There's a lot of underreacting happening here.
Yeah.
Because Henry's like, that's like a human being.
And maybe that's the Purge effect, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Like,
shit.
Because, and they show Purge activities on TV. People can watch if they're not participating, like actually actively participating in the Purge night. What do people do? They fucking watch them on TV.
And you have to think about, this is Purge number 5, let's say. And so it's a little desensitized by now.
Yeah.
But still, goddamn. I mean, what I was going to compare it to is how I don't know, when we were growing up, seeing boobs on TV was like, holy shit, did you see those boobs on TV? Yeah. And now it's like, oh my God, get the boobs out of my face.
There's
if I
too
see
many boobs.
Another pair of boobs, I will throw up.
Yeah.
That used to shock us. And now, so these kids are like, death.
Think about seeing a toilet for the first time in Psycho.
That's so true.
You just said boobs. I thought toilet.
Same.
Toilet boobs.
Toilet boobs.
Anyways.
New band name.
Yeah. Ooh,
Yeah.
I like that. I'm putting that on my list.
Yes.
As James just found Henry shot dead and bleeding on Zoe's bedroom floor, Mary is with Charlie, but then she decides to like leave him momentarily when she hears Zoe calling out to her. Then Charlie at the same time calls out for his mom and he's like, Mom, like there's something that I need to show you. And Zoe just like runs off. So we again in this fucking huge house can't fucking find each other, which is just so fucking stupid. Then moments later, an armed group of masked young adults that look very uppity and like they're part of a country club, perhaps, they arrive outside the Sandin house. And it seems like they are looking for the stranger and this man that they were hunting.
That's happening at the door. And Mary and Charlie
are seeing this on the camera.
Yeah.
And then once reunited with Mary and Charlie, Mary shows James the people on the camera standing outside in the strange masks. And they're just like, what the fuck is happening?
And this is where I learned that Lena Headey? Lena has a Katie Holmes problem. This is her issue. She can't stop fucking smiling. She always looks like she's got a little secret.
You're so right.
And that's why I can't take her. Well, that and her why can't we just let her have her normal accent? I feel like that makes her American accent is making her be a worse actress.
And it's making her less authentic.
Well, duh, because she's not American. Also, well, inherently. Her hair, like, I don't know, man.
The black hair for her and Charlie, like, could we not have done a dark brown?
Oh my God, they do have matching haircuts. You're right.
Like, why?
She's like, just put it on him too.
At this point, we see that this guy kind of comes up to the front of the cameras on the outside of the house. And we're going to call him like the leader, or like, I think in the film, he's credited as like the polite leader.
He is polite leader.
And he's addressing the family through the security cameras. And he's like, we are some fine, young, highly educated guys and gals. And he explains that they're simply just trying to purge the homeless man. And they're calling this man homeless swine.
Why are we calling him homeless? We've seen this man and he just looks like, I mean.
Well, they must have targeted him. So.
Sure.
Yeah. And he didn't, at least as far as we know, he didn't have a home to hide in
Or he's so rich, but they just dragged him out of his house.
Yeah, and they're just fucking assholes.
Yeah, and just calling him a homeless swine.
He also says that several of the Sandins' neighbors basically like burned them out and told them like, hey, we know that you guys are hiding this homeless man. And like, it's like, why would you guys fucking do that?
Well, that's kind of interesting that that's part of your neighbors said.
Yeah, exactly. And then he politely requests that they hand him over. And he's very calm. He's almost got this like cheerful demeanor that makes him far more unsettling than if he had been screaming at them.
This actor, I guarantee you, they saw his face and said yes.
Oh, he's creepy.
His smile, ooh, terrifying.
It's giving like Stepford husband.
I don't know what it's triggering for me, but it's terrifying. His smile is so terrifying. He's got the perfect creepy white boy privilege face.
Yeah.
In the nicest and most horrible way.
And then mixed with this group that has all the masks too. And like apparently the costume designers created over 100 concepts for the freaks' masks. The ones that they landed on, they're just so good. They're so unsettling.
And something of note too is the fact that they are wearing masks. And we've talked about this before about how elite wear masks as a power move.
Mm-hmm. And it's also like you're fucking a little bit of a coward too.
Exactly.
You're hiding your crimes. But I think the thing with the leader, because he's the only one that takes off his mask, that to me brings another level of like psychopath. Like, oh, you aren't scared that we know who you are now.
This character is terrifying because I know there are people that are quite literally just like this kid. And if given the chance, they would run with it.
Yeah.
They would have, this is a young man who's probably in prep school and going to Stanford, and his parents work for Google, is a totally normal kid. But on his off hours, he's planning this for, months. And
this is his dream.
This is his actual dream. And that's why he has all these backup plans in case he can't get into the places he wants to.
Yeah. He gives the family like an ultimatum. He's like, you guys can just surrender the man and like everything will be great, or everyone's going to die because we are going to break into your home. And he mentions like several times that they have tools that are going to be arriving, apparently. They will be able to disarm their home. So that obviously puts fear into like, what do you mean you have stuff to disarm our home?
Yeah, because at the end of the day, he could also be calling bullshit. He could be saying, hey, come out. No, I'm not going to come out.
Well, and then Als, you made a good point earlier of like what happens when like power shuts off. And that's exactly what happens here when suddenly the power is completely cut off. A backup does help keep like the cameras working. But like James even says to Mary that he's not exactly sure that the system will work with no power. He says it's not built for worst case scenario and things like this are not supposed to happen in our neighborhood. What the fuck? I'd be so pissed if I was his wife. Like, what do you mean we got a gnarly security system for it to not help us in the most dire of times?
And also, what do you mean you don't know?
And I also think that he kind of like sells himself out that like, oh, the security system is more just to show instead of actually being reliable, which is so funny because I actually used to work for a company in my early marketing days that was a security system company. And I wrote a lot of blog articles about how people sometimes will just buy fake cameras and fake lights and stuff just to show, because it's like there's some studies out there that basically it deters people from even thinking about like robbing your house or doing anything because they might think that you have a sophisticated security system.
But don't you find that it works?
It does.
Because
there's data behind it.
My data is me. And if I see a camera, I'm like, well, fuck. It could be fake or it could be real.
Like, hey, peace.
Yeah. Hey, I'm eating this popsicle. I'm not going to steal your shit.
Yeah. It's just such a sad situation too. Cause like James is like, well, guys, we're going to have to force this man to go outside because we're not going to sacrifice our family. But then sweet Charlie, he like challenges him and he's like, well, why should he die? Which is that question, you guys.
That's the disgusting question.
That is the disgusting question. That is this whole film. Why
should he die?
Yep.
We shouldn't die, but why should he die?
Who gets to decide?
Exactly. That's what makes me get a pit. And that's why I don't like it, is I don't like that playfulness with death. Like, it's not playful.
And with just that
human
element of like, who gets to decide if someone does quote unquote get to decide, why this person, why that person, why do you get to do this and I don't get to do this? And then there's also the theme of, obviously, I mean, let's look at these freaks, right? That's what I'm going to call them, like these freaks. I think that's what they're actually called in the movie, right? Like freaks.
Freak 1, freak 2, yeah.
So they seem obviously very wealthy and well off. And so they are insinuating too that they primarily attack like the homeless and the poor. So like what kind of theme does that project? Again, it's like this class system, this hierarchy. It's so tied to like politics and like just the system.
I think what's particularly freaky, like again, what's particularly scary about these quote unquote freaks is they're just playing with daddy's money and daddy's letting it happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that is playing with politics and class.
Also think about this too. Like the fact that they hunt the homeless, is that the reason that unemployment is at 1%? Because they've hunted effectively maybe all the people that don't have jobs?
Well, then I'm confused about how we're getting to 1% again. Like I'm not exactly sure how. So if you're fired from your job, do you automatically get targeted for the purge?
Well, I think that's the question is like, we don't know.
Yeah.
So then James and Mary, they're like desperately searching the house for not only the homeless man, because they have lost him. And I think he was like also wounded with this like shootout situation, but they're also looking for Zoe, who they still have not been able to find.
Within all of this, it's confusing because everybody's kind of split off into confusing groups. Mm-hmm. And there's something about this space and vastness of what they're moving through is really confusing. It reminds me almost of The Further from Insidious, just like they're moving in this deep, slow, but fast, confusing space.
And they all just can't like find each other.
They can't find each other, and I can't see who's with who. I also was watching this on my phone that's broken, so.
Oh, good. So Charlie, he watches the masked weirdos, the freaks, being weird outside on the cameras. Then he takes Timmy around for a spin, also looking for the homeless man, but he only really just like wants to help him. He actually does run into the homeless man at one point, like with Timmy, the camera, and he uses Timmy to like communicate with the man to try to get him to follow Timmy to safety. Charlie ends up leading him to his secret hiding spot in his room. He finally gets in, actually, and it's like within Charlie's closet, I believe. And Mary, as she's around the house, she almost finds the homeless man, but is interrupted by the sound of steps running above her. So she's like super close to figuring out where he is within the closet, but he narrowly avoids her.
And it's hard for her to, I mean, I give her sympathy because if you're actually in this situation, it's like, how do you prioritize?
Yeah, you
my
don't know this
husband,
guy.
my children, my life.
Totally.
Yeah, what am I doing here?
Well, yeah, and I think, she's still trying to just find freaking Zoe, right? And then they're also trying to simultaneously find this homeless man who's in their house.
Exactly.
And then they have these freaks on the outside that are trying to get in. So
and we're seeing all of these plot lines as a viewer, but you got to keep in mind that Mary doesn't know that Charlie can see everything, and James doesn't know what Zoe's doing.
Yeah,
exactly. They don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah, no communication. Then back with James, he finally communicates with the masked leader through their front door, and he has kind of like a little sliding area where he can see him. He tells the leader guy that bringing the homeless man was a mistake. It was not something that, they meant to do. But then the leader, he just tells James, you better give him over soon because we, again, have things coming to help us get inside the house.
James knows how to play this young man. He's saying, my bad, guy, my bad. We'll bring you your toy in a second.
Yeah.
My bad.
We're going to cooperate,
I didn't mean to smell your food.
The leader, he does not even fucking hesitate and shoots one of his own friends while his friend is yelling at James through the door to give up the homeless man. And it just proves that he's not fucking scared to kill the Sandins if he's able to kill his own friend.
And he calls that out too. He says, yo, Mr. Sandin, that was my friend and I don't really care that I just killed him. And I don't care about you. What do you think I'll do to you?
And a couple of fun facts here, actually. So James DeMonico, who is the director-writer of this film, he actually has a very deep fear of firearms. And so he channeled a lot of this fear into the movie, and he stated that traditional villains are much less scary now that random people carry guns that can cause a massacre everywhere, which, fuck, that's so valid. He even said, I'm terrified for my country. So I think that cynicism seeps into this film. America itself becomes the canvas instead of the haunted house, and the canvas is America. We don't need ghosts or vampires anymore when we're just killing each other. That's his direct quote.
He's not wrong.
Not wrong at all. Later, while Charlie is still driving Timmy around, Zoe then pops up on the camera, and she knows that this is Charlie's little camera. So she starts talking to it, and she's telling Charlie, she's like, hey, I don't know what's going on, but Henry is dead. And she's like, I have his gun. And she says, I'm going to go and I'm going to hide in your secret hiding spot, which, as we all know as the viewer, is where the homeless man is. So obviously, Charlie's freaking the fuck out because he's like, oh shit, I just led the homeless man to my secret hiding spot, and now my sister just told me she's going to go to that hiding spot, and I have no way to tell her not to go there.
And I mean, cell phones were definitely a thing in 2013, but my guess is you don't have time to text. You're going to make noise with text. So that's not an option either.
Yeah, we don't see any cell phones really in this at all. So yeah, that's a really interesting point. But then, luckily, James, he then comes upon Zoe, but it's in a bad situation because he has now found Zoe, but Zoe, she is now being held hostage by the homeless man and being threatened to drop his weapon or else he's going to hurt Zoe. This
is a really interesting scene to me because it definitely demonstrates a power dynamic, kind of what I spoke about earlier. This quote-unquote homeless man is holding Zoe hostage, and Zoe's dad, James, is trying to protect her, but there's no money here, and they both have just guns. So what's going to happen? Yeah. Class aside, who's got the power?
What's going to happen here? Yeah.
And to me, this is a powerful scene, too, because it's not like this homeless man wants to kill Zoe.
No, he doesn't. That's the thing. But he's also I have to save myself.
Absolutely.
So if this is the thing that is important to James, his daughter, then I have to try to threaten because he's going to turn me over to these fucking masked freaks, James tries to warn the homeless man that please leave us out of this whole thing. And he's like, the group that wants to kill you is outside and they're going to kill all of us basically. And I think he's kind of trying to reason with him a little bit of dude, I have a family and these are my kids. Can you just kind of throw us a bone here?
He's saying, look, we don't want you to kill you, but we also really don't want to die. Why do...
Like, we brought you in, and now you've caused this whole issue for us.
And he's saying, like, why do 5 of us have to die when one...
Mm-hmm.
But imagine you're this man, and you're like, but, like, fucking help me.
That's the whole thing. It's the trolley problem, right? Have you seen that and heard about that?
No.
And it's basically like, if you're a trolley and you're on a track and there's 2 ways that you could go. One side is killing one person if your trolley goes down that way, or on the other side, you kill 5 people.
Is it like choosing Mary Jane or choosing a cart full of tourists in Spider-Man?
Exactly. And also in The Dark Knight. Also, if you guys remember that,
there you go.
Where it's like, do we save, I think, Rachel, or does he save like a boat full of people, or like a ferry full of people? You know, what do you choose? There's not really like a right answer.
That is also a scary part about it.
Exactly. Then suddenly Mary is behind the homeless man, though, and she tries to shoot him, but like a scuffle kind of like ensues. Zoe gets knocked out. James and the homeless man are like tackling each other. And then James ends up like shooting the man, injuring him, but not like fully killing him. Then James and Mary tape the homeless man's mouth shut and they tie him up. And they're planning to just like straight up give him to the folks outside. The homeless man, though, in this part, he like fights back.
Okay.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, this is like, as I'm watching this movie, I'm watching the scene and I'm trying to put a leash on my cat. And I'm like, oh my God, why won't my cat just cooperate? And I'm like, oh my God, this is how my cat feels.
Your cat is a homeless man.
Do you know what I mean?
James is a homeless man.
It was Bug, but yeah.
Bug is a homeless woman.
Yeah. And I'm like, this cat feels like I'm trying to trap her and torture her or like sequester her.
Well, she was about to have a fun day, but...
Oh my God, you guys. And then she went into her stroller and she had the best time ever. She was not in the Purge, but this homeless man is. So it's hard both ways because the family just wants him to calm the fuck down, to restrain him and reason with him. And this man is just like, no, I'm a cat.
It's so sad too. I'm a cat. It's so sad too because like he's trying to fight back and he just like leaves no choice but for Mary and James to like hurt him in order to get him to cooperate.
Okay, so one thing I've noticed a lot, I actually just recently rewatched the movie Brothers, and there's this pretty brutal torture scene that manages to be brutal without showing anything.
We've talked about this many times that your imagination too is sometimes scarier than anything you'd ever see on film.
It's insane. That left a mark on me, just that scene. So I'm learning more that like the human torture is just really obviously it gets to everybody, but that's my breaking point
because James and Mary, like they basically like shove this like knife into his gun, into the homeless man's like gun wound in his stomach.
Yeah. He says, honey, put it into the wound just to like subdue him because can you imagine
for him to like stop fighting back?
Can you imagine such severe pain that you just shut the fuck up? You like physically cannot even make a sound.
Oh yeah. I mean, I don't want to ever have to go through that type of pain, but it is visceral.
Yeah.
In this scene.
But they're just trying to make him stop moving.
Yeah, exactly.
But like they imagine being forced to do that to a human.
Mm-hmm.
You were just making a turkey sandwich and now you're stabbing someone.
That actually begs like a question, I think, which is like, do we think that Mary is like, aside from the fact that right now she's kind of in like defense of her family, but like, do we feel like she's truly in support of the Purge, or does she just seem complicit?
Honestly, she's either been beaten into submission or she doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah, I kind of feel like she just like, I think she like doesn't support it at all. You can just kind of tell. And even though she had to do what she had to do to this homeless man to get him to like cooperate, you can just tell that like she's so anti doing any of this.
I can't tell if she's anti or she's just so neutral that it's like the what's worse is doing nothing worse kind of thing.
And she's just going with the flow.
She's just following her husband. She says, my husband pays for things and I just drink my goblet of wine.
All in all, Charlie and Zoe are like watching in horror as all of this is happening. And as James tapes him to a chair, Mary calls out, she's like, look at us, look what we're doing to him. And I think that's the part to me that makes it feel like she has some thoughts against the Purge and against even just doing this simple, not simple thing, but this is aside from the purge. This is more just like defending your family. She's having thoughts, you know?
Yeah, I think she's taking a step back because you really do, in chaos, you kind of go into go mode. Mm-hmm. You're not necessarily processing things as you should. And we see that all the time in horror films. Like, I always like, oh, why are they just moving on to this? Mm-hmm. Because they have to.
Yeah.
To save themselves. They're in survival mode. Mary's kind of snapping out of that for a second, being like, oh my God, there's blood on my hands. What the fuck's happening?
And she even says, she's like, what the hell happened to us, James? Which I think that question is layered because I don't think it's just about supporting the purge. In my opinion, it goes back to her uncomfortability of him flaunting their wealth and just like, it seems like she's a little closed off and doesn't have good relationships even with their neighbors. Like it's very, you were saying, kind of surface level. They have to be all like nice to each other. And it's like,
yeah, how long have you been sleeping in separate beds?
No, it's such a weird thing. And I think that's like such a loaded question.
Have you seen have you seen the Joneses? Are you familiar with Keeping Up with the Joneses?
Yes. Okay. Yes. Yeah.
Good movie. Super random. You would never need to watch, but I love this movie. They plant this family. It's like a marketing scheme. They plant this family in this rich ass neighborhood, just like this one, to influence all this entire neighborhood to buy their things. Pretty genius scheme if you think about it. It's kind of like this. What happens when the people with all the pretty toys get so jealous of each other? Then this happens.
Yeah. Yeah. And then to take it a step further, you're like, wow, I could kill that person that I'm so jealous of.
You know what's crazy is like you could.
I mean, we all could.
That's the thing. You physically could.
Yeah. Spooky.
And that's the scary part.
Mm-hmm. So then Mary runs off to go find Charlie as James has the homeless man completely tied up. And Zoe, she wakes up because, again, she was like knocked out, if you guys remember. And she is just like staring straight at her dad. And she's looking like out of it / kind of disappointed / kind of like she's going to attack him. It's kind of weird. He apologizes to her and he's like, I'm really sorry about Henry. Everything's going to be okay. And then she just like looks at him and is like, nothing is going to be okay again. Look at what you're doing. And then she runs off again too. So like we've again like lost the family members. They were all together and now they have started separating
again.
It's
like trying to hoard cats. I hoard cats.
I was going to say, he's trying to wrangle cats.
Herd. I would like to hoard more cats.
It's like hoarding cats.
But it's like, God damn it. Why are the children running away again?
Why are they?
Let's keep in mind Zoe might be concussed, but she looks so emotionally drained. She looks like everything's been removed from her heart and her soul. She's realizing the gravity of what's happening. Again, it's setting in for everybody to a certain degree. That hurt me because just imagine that being real for a second. And you're finally absorbing the fact that this is an awful night inherently, but now this night that you don't agree with, your dad that you're beefing with has killed your boyfriend who you're madly in love with, and you don't agree. It's like, what do? I'm so angry because you've killed my boyfriend, but you are my parent. Like, what the imagine that emotion all
you just
in
have
one.
like, you have so many like thoughts going through your head and so many, you're like pulled in so many different directions.
And I'm still trying to survive till 7 a.m.
Yeah. After Zoe like runs off, the homeless man then tells James, he's like, you know what? You should save your children and just like take me outside. And it's like, oh, it's just so sad because it's clearly James is like hesitant because now the homeless man's sort of like, go ahead, give me to the freaks.
Okay, it didn't take me off guard, but like, imagine what would compel you to get to a place to be like, I guess I'll die.
It shows what a good man the homeless guy is because he's like, I'm just one man and I could potentially save this entire family.
I completely understand that.
That's so selfless.
It's so selfless, but being able to sit and think about it, okay, but like I could do that, but like he might kill them anyways. What if I could, I'm not sure I would have the power to be that selfless, even though like what choice do I have? I'm tied to a chair. That's the right call, I guess, but like, damn.
I mean, in the famous words of Salt and Pepper, what a man, what a man, what a man, what a mighty good man, mighty, mighty good man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just like, what a man.
I thought you were going to
push it real good.
I thought you were going to refer to him suggesting to push it.
I mean, he could perhaps. As Mary is then looking for Charlie, because if you guys remember, they are now kind of like split up too. She sees that the masked group outside, the freaks, they're getting ready to pull the windows and doors off the fucking house with like a huge truck. James then is like, wait, I have another idea rather than sacrificing the homeless man.
But that goes to show that the rich young cult leader and his group, they delivered on their promise of, we'll bring in the machinery to tear your shit down.
Yeah, they were ready. And freaking James, he gives Charlie a gun and tells Charlie to go hide in the basement. And then James tells Mary, he's like, we're going to fight. And anyone that tries to come in, like, you fucking blast them. After the family's like deadline expires, the attackers
deadline for, let's clarify that. The deadline for the
deadline for them to give the man over. They like passed the deadline in the polite leaders' expectations.
So they haven't given them the homeless man on time.
No, exactly. So they're like, okay, well, we're going to disable your home security system. And they end up entering the house through multiple access points after the truck has pulled windows and doors literally so easily away from the house.
The way in which they invade the family home is so Manson-like. It's like, I'm coming into your home.
Yeah.
And you can't do anything about it now.
And that was your point of protection, and now it's not.
And I guess I say that with the whimsy they approach it too. The whimsy and ease they approach it. They're just like, I'm here and I'm going to dance around and I'm going to take your life and flowers and daisies and guns and roses.
And like, we're going to just take our fucking psychopathic tendencies up a notch and now destroy your house as well to get this prized possession that we are hunting. It's just so crazy. So the Sandins then split up, all just trying to like survive. The attackers, they start looking for them kind of room by room. At one point, like as Charlie is hiding in the basement, poor guy, suddenly one of the freaks finds him. And
actually, this is so funny to me. I always think about this. He like pops out around a corner, right? He like waits and is like, I'm in this corner, right?
The masked person? Yeah.
So how long do you think he was waiting there for?
No idea.
Do you know what I mean? Like, how long do you think he was like, wait till this little kid finds me? Yeah.
Well, probably just like being a friggin' psycho, and he's like trying to play games. You know, this is all a game to them.
The opportunity to purge is something different to everyone, allegedly.
Yeah.
This group led by the polite leader is just, like I said, is whimsical about it. It's like, it's a game. Have you seen Funny Games?
Yes.
It's kind of like what they're doing here.
I think the producer said that. He was like, this is a mix between Funny Games and The Strangers.
Literally what I said to Kevin.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I said to Kevin.
It's so wild.
So and the thing about it is, what if they fought back a little harder? What if they're just like, no.
Yeah.
No, sit down.
No, sir, you can't fucking play with me.
I crush your battle bot with my battle bot.
There you go.
It is just a board game.
Yeah.
Life's just a board game.
And unfortunately, this masked guy, he's about to lose because right before he's about to kill Charlie, James luckily shows up and shoots the masked freak guy, killing him. I want to know your thoughts on James in this point of the film because, you know, right before it's like he had this change of heart when he was sacrificing the homeless man after seeing his kids seem visibly upset and like against it, which in turn puts his family directly in danger once he decided to like fight back. Does this show James' true feelings of the purge that like maybe he isn't as supportive of it as he has been leading on? Now that he's in an actual situation.
It's kind of like, situations similar to life. It's you kind of sign up, you get promised a certain amount of stuff, and you'll say whatever. So he was promised a certain amount of stuff.
And he probably thought because he was at this status point too, that he maybe wouldn't have to actually worry about anything affecting him.
If I'm at this high level in my job and I'm getting paid this much, I'll sell you fucking anything.
Yeah.
I don't have to believe it, but I feel like James has tricked himself into, he's drinking his own Kool-Aid.
Yes.
And now he's like, oh shit, I don't even like Kool-Aid.
And he's like, wait, this is actually so fucked up. And like, this isn't right. I know that you said earlier, like the kids are like the whole problem of this film, which they absolutely are. But also sometimes it's good that they were still sort of questioning.
And when I say the problem, I mean in terms of a survival standpoint.
Yes,
because the kids are doing the right thing, being like, why are we doing this?
But they did cause all of the issues.
However, if they they are right in their questioning. They're wrong and they're just creating all the opportunity to get killed.
Yeah.
Let's get moral tomorrow.
Yeah. Let's do it after the 12 hours.
It's a Monday problem.
Yeah. Zoe, she then is in a different part of the house and she hides under the bed and she like narrowly avoids being discovered by the leader. Then as she's under the bed, one of the masked freaks tells the leader to save, quote unquote, little lady Sandin for him, which is fucking terrifying.
That's terrifying.
So scary. Then in another part of the house, James has now moved on and he's taken out several of the freaks in a very impressive fight sequence. And all I can say here is that I understand why Uma Thurman married him in this part. I get it. I'm like, damn.
No, we both.
Damn,
I get
James.
it. I get it.
You get it?
No, I mean, this isn't my, like I said at the top, I wouldn't pick this Ethan, but I'd fuck all of them.
Oh, okay. There you go. Perfect. One other little fun fact I have for this scene too is that in this little like fight sequence in the game room, we see a couple of gals who are in these like white dresses. And you brought up Charles Manson, but the women in the white dresses were inspired by Charles Manson's followers. So like I thought that was really interesting too.
There's this really scary, I keep saying whimsical because that's what I love that word and I love whimsy, don't get me wrong, but there's a scary air, whimsical air about them, how they're just dancing, twirling with their hair's covering their face as they like wave their knife. It's fucking scary. It's kind of like what you would see if I would imagine the inside of the Tate house look like on that night on Cielo Drive.
Yeah.
Side note, I'm obsessed with the Manson family murders, everyone.
We could have that as a bonus ep someday.
To no one's surprise.
So as James is like about to escape the game room, the leader then comes in, ambushes him, and stabs him pretty badly. As he does this, he like thanks him for an unforgettable purge before just like leaving him to die. Then in the control room, Charlie, he is watching the cameras and he actually sees some of their other neighbors, Grace and her husband. They're coming up to some of the masked freaks that are still outside. And they just like straight up shoot two of those masked attackers. And like, it seems like they're kind of going to come to rush in to help.
To me, actually, the way in which they were walking up to the house was foreboding. It didn't look like I'm going to come help. It's like opportunity is knocking and it's me. I'm opportunity.
Okay.
The way, even when I watched it, quote unquote, for the first time, I was like, oh, they're not trying to help. This is more killers coming. It's not, I didn't even know it was their neighbors until they got inside.
Okay.
But going back to James being stabbed, I mentioned I kind of slept a lot during my first initial rewatch of this. I woke up to James being stabbed and I was like, oh my God.
You're like, oh, here we are.
Oh, I was like,
and you're like, there's still 20 minutes left of the film. What's going on?
What's going to happen now? But this scene between the polite leader and James and him killing, this is what's scary to me. The ritualistic way in which the leader thanks James for his sacrifice. Because and I don't know if you kind of listened to his speech, it's so close to James's face. And he actually kisses his forehead too. Right as he's saying all of this stuff, he says, how does it feel to purge? Because James had to kill someone. James killed one of the little dancing Charles Manson men.
Yeah. He's putting it back on him a little.
He's clocked that, you've killed someone now too. You've purged on the purge. How's it feel?
Yeah.
And now thank you for letting me purge. He's like, oh, you did your thing. I'm going to do my thing. It's a circle of life.
Ugh.
And that the polite leader truly thinks he's justified in this.
Totally.
You can tell he's like, I'm right.
Yeah. He's like, I'm good and I'm going to move on.
Yeah. He's like, I'm totally right in this.
Boom. Then Mary is attacked in another part of the house by two of the masked intruders, but her neighbors are able to intervene and they actually kill them before taking on the remaining attackers that are like around the house.
Speaking of the attackers that attack Mary, they were attacking her by tickling her. They were going tickle, tickle, tickle.
I thought that was so weird.
No,
but it's a game.
No, that's fucked up because tickling is a nightmare. But tickling must be above a level 4 weapon.
It must be.
Goddamn.
After like some of the neighbors have taken out these other masked intruders throughout the house, Mary then finds James and she's reunited with him, seeing that he's mortally wounded. And she just like calls out for Charlie and Zoe. And this is just, it's just so sad because as they kind of get reunited, then the leader like returns. But fucking Zoe, she shoots him and kills him and just like this final just like, fuck you, you piece of shit. But then like the reality sets in of like what's actually happening.
Also, the polite leader should have just taken his W and left. He could have lived.
Truly.
If you give a mouse a cookie.
And you didn't even find the guy that you were originally hunting.
Yeah.
They never found him. None of the masked people found him.
And he was, you know what? He was thanking James for the most memorable or unforgettable purge ever. Brother, if that's how you feel, leave. If you're satisfied, leave the table.
Such a good point. You don't need more.
Don't get greedy, you know? But he does.
Speaking of greed, I mean, just the type of person he is. This status he has. I mean, I'm not surprised. But unfortunately, James does then die in the arms of Mary, Charlie, and Zoe. And like, oh, my heart, this is just, it's so sad. But then there's also a part of me that like giggled a tiny bit because like, why does Ethan Hawke always die so tired?
I know, it's like you're in shape, but you need more iron. I'm not sure.
He always dies so tired.
You're so tired.
Then finally, the Sandin's neighbors, they arrive where James has just like died. And it feels like to us as the viewer, like, oh shit, they came in and they fucking cleaned house. They got rid of all the masked people for them. And there's probably a moment where Mary is feeling a little bit of relief.
Oh my gosh.
You know, oh, okay, cool. Things are going to be over.
She must feel it's that thing. I remember there's an instance in Get Out where it's like, oh my God, yay, it's here to help. Oh God, no, they're not here to help. But they literally clean up house, like you said. Imagine it being that easy, though. Imagine you're suffering for hours and then they just fucking kill them that easily.
It's so crazy. This is like the biggest twist in the film because then they quickly reveal that they actually intend to kill the family.
It's Grace, and Grace says, oh, no, sweetie, you were the plan the whole time. She says, they were like, we see your wealth. We all wanted to kill you for just flaunting this lifestyle that we paid for.
Profiting off the neighborhood.
At this point, I'm kind of with Grace. She's kind of right. This family kind of sucks. This neighborhood has found the problem and they're going to smother it.
And they're going to exterminate.
Exactly.
The neighbors also like frame this as like doing their patriotic duty. And then they start like chanting the fucking new founding fathers of America slogan, which like is blessed be America. Okay, freaking Handmaid's Tale, blessed be the fruit.
Yeah, very, very much so like that. And the actress who plays Grace does not blink at all during the scene. And,
dude.
Yeah.
I will say, Grace is good.
Yeah, effective. My girl Grace.
Grace is good. Then before the neighbors are able to execute the family completely, our fucking man, what a man, what a man, what a man, what a mighty good man. He fucking intervenes using little Timmy, the little freaking moving camera, to distract the neighbors. And then he just violently gets into a scuffle with them. I think at least one neighbor gets shot. And then the homeless man then all of a sudden like has Grace hostage. He gives Grace back and grabs the Sandin family member. So there's kind of like an exchange. And then Grace asks the homeless man to just go ahead and kill them quickly. It's like a very weird standoff because she's kind of like, I think, accepted like, oh shit, they don't have the advantage anymore. So like, just kill us.
Another situation of like, do you think she believes what she's saying?
Who knows, dude? Like,
would you stand there and be like,
I kind of think she's a pussy, if I'm being completely honest. Like, so for you to basically come in, your plan is to actually kill the Sandin family. And then the minute that things get turned around on you, now you're just all of a sudden like, just kill me, just make it quick. No, you don't get that satisfaction. Which, okay, some people might argue that they hate what happens next here, but I actually think it's kind of effective, is Mary tells them that no more killing is going to happen. She says they're all going to live the rest of the night out in motherfucking peace, which I love. And they all just like sit around a table together in silence waiting for this night to end. But as they're waiting, Mary asks one of the neighbors if they enjoyed Grace's purge party. And she's like, I'm sure you all had a grand time. And as they're like chatting, Grace does try to grab the shotgun out of Mary's hands, but Mary fucking hits her so hard with the butt of the gun in the nose and then smashes her head in the glass table. And she's like, I said no more killing tonight. Okay, Mary.
Mary's reflex is much faster than I suspected.
Like, is Mary the final true hero of this film?
No, it's Homeless Man for sure.
It is Homeless Man. It is our man. But like, holy shit, it's just so wild. The morning siren finally sounds. All the violence immediately becomes illegal again. Some surviving neighbors, they just calmly like leave as though nothing has happened, from this whole scenario.
That's the whole thing is, this is nice and all, but what happens when you're fucking pumping your gas next to each other?
Yeah, what's the aftermath? Totally. They're having martinis later, 3 months from now, talking about how they almost killed each other during the purge.
And you talked about what happens, like, okay, so that just happened, and now we have until next year to have all of these experiences to determine how I want to treat you next year.
Mm-hmm. Do I want to enact revenge? Is it easier if we just go clean slate?
Honestly, I would just become a hermit. Live my life as a nice little hermit.
Yes.
And just not piss anybody off.
Agreed. Fully agreed.
But the fucking psycho cuckoo bananas would want to kill the hermits who just want to live their lives.
Or we move to Costa Rica.
Costa Rica, baby.
Perfect.
I'll put some beads in my hair. What?
As we kind of like wind down here, police and emergency services, all of that like resumes, and we start immediately hearing like sirens, which is really funny.
Again, going back to all of these emergency services resuming, what were their nights like? They have to go to work now?
They have to clean up the mess.
Who gets that shitty morning shift?
Yeah. Not I. I would not want it.
Says you.
Well,
your manager's going to determine. Your manager might be dead.
It's probably a seniority thing.
I wonder, I kind of am curious about like the ratio of people that die.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
I want some data.
For sure. But one thing that we know about who died is James. James is dead.
Wow. I really hate hearing that.
Oh, man. It's bad.
It's really bad for his top position as a salesperson for a security company.
Yeah, the marketing.
Yeah.
Really takes a downturn here.
A little bit.
And his poor family, like they survived, but they're like forever changed. And then the homeless man, he just quietly walks away into the morning after Mary asks if he's going to be okay and thanks him. And he simply just says like, good luck. And then Charlie, sweet Charlie, just watches the homeless man walk off into the morning.
This movie could have ended with a pretty bitchin' song to showcase I'm walking off and we'll see what happens. But it ended pretty creatively, I liked, with people recounting what happened to their night of the purge. And obviously, they're setting themselves up for success and creating future installments of the franchise. And because I caught myself listening and I was like, I'm fairly certain those have some plot line. I know enough about one movie to be like, I think that's a movie.
And I caught myself being interested. What's next?
I'm like, what's that movie?
Yeah.
I accidentally put on the next Purge while I was watching this because currently they're all free on YouTube with ads. So I put on the next one on accident. Already more interesting, I would say.
Oh, yeah.
Than this one. And we mentioning again that we were restricted with budget, and with budget comes space. So they were restricted with the set, and what we could use with it. And then now that we see the success with this Purge, we can create those other stories that we hear about at the end of this one in the credits.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, they even say like in the film as it's ending, we hear some radio stations reporting that this was the most successful purge ever.
Like, what does that mean?
Yeah. Like,
what does
it mean? Yeah.
What are the KPIs here?
Yeah. What did you think? Did you think that the ending was satisfying? Did you feel frustrated? What were your thoughts?
Here's a weird question. Would you think the same thing? If a film is a standalone versus a film that's in an installment or a series, do you have the same question? Am I satisfied? That's such a different question if it's standalone versus an installment.
Agreed.
I have not seen any of the other Purges. So to me, this stands alone. But I know the world exists. So how do I answer you? What do you think?
Okay. I'm not going to lie. I didn't love this film because, and it probably had a lot to do with just like budget. I do think that they got very creative with the budget that they were given, and like they did have a good cast, but like a lot of the acting fell a little bit flat for me. Some of the plot lines felt a little flat, and I also think like I would have loved to see this film really get like a huge budget and go full force into some of the questions that we had while watching this. What does happen during and after the purge? What goes on with that? I would have loved to see like different perspectives of other people's purges and how that is all happening. And to the purge's credit, that may happen in other films. I'm not sure. This is the only one that I have seen so far. But
so there's our answer.
I think they could have just like done, this film scared me because I'm scared of this being a potentially real thing.
Yeah.
And I think that they could have really bolstered so many parts of this to really hone in on like how scary the concept of the purge actually is.
So I think that The market is there. We're just not it.
Yeah.
I think because it is a successful franchise. It did spawn enough curiosity to make those films. So it did what it's supposed to do. We just didn't like it.
Yeah.
And it's so funny because it has the exact makings for something we should like. We just didn't.
Yeah.
And for me, it really was. And again, this formula is set up for success for me. It just didn't pull through. I didn't believe what I was seeing. Like, I didn't believe the actors. And I like these actors. Well, the ones I know. Just the performance, it wasn't sold. It missed the mark. But I think they really hit the nail on something at a very more timely than they thought. 2022, LOL.
Oh, seriously.
A great concept because it is, again, we say this all the time, the scariest things are things that people can do to each other. And where we sit today, this isn't too, let's change a couple laws and we're doing this tomorrow. You know what I mean?
That's totally what makes it so scary. And like, DeMonico did a really good job. Like, this really is such a great concept. And it does make me want to watch the other Purges because I'm interested if things have gotten better and if the concept of the Purge has been carried out properly, you know, in the way that I'm sure like DeMonico's intention was, you know, from the get-go.
Yes, I think we need to go ahead and do this.
Do a marathon.
Yeah, to give this franchise justice. Why not give it a little shot? I'll watch Leprechaun. Why can't I watch this?
It's very true. I mean, Leprechaun, that's just it's way up here.
Because nothing will ever beat it.
Nothing will ever. But yeah, I think overall, I didn't hate it, but oh man, I thought I was going to enjoy it a lot more, especially when I found out that Ethan Hawke was in it. But I agree with you. I think it did fall flat in like a few areas, but it does have such a good concept. And so I am looking forward to seeing other parts of it.
Yeah.
And really giving myself that full-fledged experience.
The breadth, the execution of this part of the story just didn't hit with me. And you're so right. I think the last third of the movie too felt like, to me, like I said, I kind of watched this between sleep naps. I woke up and I'm watching the last, the third act kind of in a dream state because I'm literally just waking up, but the movie looks like a dream state and I'm moving through it with them. And that alone was confusing enough to scare me.
Yeah.
Sleep who, you know?
Yeah.
Paralysis demons? Nah. Just Ethan Hawke.
Just Ethan Hawke. So that was The Purge. You can find us on TikTok, Instagram, and Letterboxd at Spooky Chicks and Horror Flicks. If you want some bonus content, please come and join our Spooky Chicks Social Club over on Patreon. Subscribe and rate us 5 stars wherever it is that you listen, but you all know that the best way that you can support us is just by sharing our show with another friend who loves horror. And with that, Allison, would you like to close us out?
Don't let anybody in your house earn the purge. Maybe release the beast in a non-violent way and stay spooky fuckers.